Okay, this is going to go over area of polygons. And so looking at number 1, we have this polygon here, and we need to find the area of it. So the easiest way for me to explain how to do this would be we need to cut this into familiar shapes. So we could take our line here, or marker here, and we could actually cut this down to where we have a rectangle. We have 2 different rectangles here. So we have a dimension here of 18 feet, but this 21 feet here describes this whole side. And we need to know how much just this side is. Well, we have here and we have here. So we could do 21 minus 12 to get this dimension here. So if we do 21 minus 12, we get 9. So we could say this is 9, and then this is 12. So remember, area of a rectangle is base times height or length times width. So you could do base times height or length times width. So the area for this would be, our base is 9 times 18 is our height, 18. So that would give us the area of this first one, and that's 162. And then, and this is feet, so this would be feet, square feet. Okay, that gives us the area of this first rectangle here, but we have this other rectangle, and it looks like we have a base of 12 for it and a height of 8. So we would do the area for it. Area equals base times height, and that's going to be, our base is 12 and our height is 8. So that, if we do 12 times 8 to find that area, that gives us 96. And this would be square feet or feet squared. And then we're not finished. We have to then take those 2 areas, because we have the area of the entire thing. So we need to take those 2 areas and add those 2 together. And that would give us the area of the total polygon. So we could do 162 plus 96. And when we add those 2 together, 162 plus 96, we get 258. And this is still our square feet. Or you would type it as feet and do the little caret with the 2 up, the exponent of 2. Okay, so that would be our total answer for this, for number 1. So we could put a circle around it. All right, let's look at number 2. Number 2 says, what is the area of this polygon? So for this one, we have a rectangle and a triangle. Now, for a triangle, you have to have your base and your height, which we have the base. This whole thing here is 17, and this is 6. So if we subtract 17 minus 6, we get 11. So then that means this base of this triangle is 11. Looking at the height, this is 10 here, and the whole thing is 14. So that means our height here, 14 minus 10 is 4, so our height must be 4. So now we have all the dimensions we need to find the area of this figure. So let's do our area first, our triangle first. So area of our triangle is 1/2 base times height, or you could say base times height divided by 2. So 1/2, our base is 11, our height is 4. 11 times 4 is 44, and half of that would be 22. So our area of our triangle is 22, and this is square centimeters. All right, so now that's the area of the triangle. We got it. Now we find the area of the rectangle, which would be area equals, we remember base times height or length times width. Our base of that rectangle we said was 17. Our height of that rectangle is 10. So we multiply those together and we get 170. And that's square centimeters. Now, we're not finished. Remember, we have to take those two values of each of those figures and add those together. So we've got to add our 22 for our triangle and our 170 for our rectangle. So we would do 22 plus 170, and that would give us 192. Oops. Let me scoot that over. And so we have our 192 square centimeters. All right, so that gives us 1 and 2. So let's go down here and let's look at number 3. What is the area of this polygon? So for this, we have 2 triangles here, and it looks like 2 rectangles. So we've got to figure out these dimensions first. We know the base and the height of this triangle is 6 and the height is 4. We know the length and width or base and height of this is 6 and 4. And then actually we already have this one is 15 and 4, but we're missing our dimensions of this triangle. So we know the height, we would add that together to get 8 for the height of that triangle, but we need the base. So we know this is 6 because the one above it is 6. So we would have to do 15 minus 6 to get our base here. So this would be 9. Now that we have all of our dimensions, we can find our areas. So let's do our area of our rectangles first. So area equals base times height or length times width. Our base times, we're going to do this larger rectangle first. So that's 15 times 4, and that would give us 60. And they don't give us units here, so this we would say this is units squared or square units. That way you have to put some kind of units there. Okay, let's do our other rectangle. Area equals base times height. And this one we're going to do, it's 6 times 4, because our base is 6 times 4, and that gives us 24 units squared. And then let's look at our triangles. We'll do our larger triangle first. So area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. We have 1/2. Our base of that triangle we said was 9. Our height of that triangle we said was 8. So then we have 9 times 8 is 72. And so we would do half of that, which is 36. So 36 units squared. And then we would be ready to do our smaller triangle. So area of our smaller triangle is 1/2 base times height. And our base of that is 6. So 1/2 times 6 times 4. And so 6 times 4 is 24, and half of that is 12. So we have 12 units squared for that. Okay, 1 second. We're going to scoot this down a little bit. And we need to add all of these together in order to get the total area. So area equals, we're just going to add these a moment. So we need to do 60 plus 24 plus 36 plus 12. So we add all of these together, and this would give us our total area. So we're adding 60 plus 24 plus 36 plus 12, and that gives us an area of 132 squared units. And we could box that answer for your final answer. All right, let's look at number 4. A company logo is made up of a square and 4 identical triangles. is shown in this image. What is the area of the logo? So we've got a square and then 4 identical triangles. So our square, if one side is 6, then all the other sides are 6. We said our height is 3. So we could actually find the area of one of these triangles, and we have 4, so we could multiply it by 4, or you could just add them 4 times. So let's do our area of our square first. Area equals, our base is 6, so base times height equals our 6 times our height, which is also 6, or you could say side squared, it's the same. So this would be 36 square centimeters. All right, and then area of our triangle is 1/2. Base times height, our base is 6. Our height is 3. So 6 times 3 is 18, and half of that is 9. And we have 4 of those. So if we have 4 triangles, at 9 square centimeters each, then 4 times 9 would give us 36. So we have our total triangles would be 36 square centimeters. So we could add that plus our 36 for our square, and we could get our total area. So we would add 36 plus 36 equals 72 square centimeters, and that would give us our total area. And I know it went a little fast here. You can always pause it or rewind back if you need to slow down. All right, our very last one is the area of this polygon is 228 square meters. What is the length of the side labeled with a question mark? So we need to find the area of our sides and then be able to subtract those from the total area. So let's look. We know this area would be 6 times 24, and then we're just looking for our last amount. So let's look at this. So we have area equals, let's do our 6 times 24, base times height, which is 6 times 24, and that would give us the area of that rectangle, and that's 144 meters squared. All right, so then we have, if this is 6 and the whole thing is 18, then 18 minus 6, this would be 12 right here. So all we have to do is divide by this amount to give us this one. But first we have to subtract our 144. So we need to take our total area minus the areas of our rectangle. So our total area was 228. And we need to take 228 minus 144. And that gives us 228 minus 144 is 84. And then we need to take that and divide it by the dimension that we know, which is 12. So we would take 84 and divide it by 12, and that would give us 7. So 84 divided by 12 would give us 7. So that missing side is 7 meters. Okay, so you just take those one step at a time to be able to do that.